is fair in love and marriage. Discussing everything from A to Z, cause that's the way it's supposed to be, yeah. All is fair in love and marriage. We may agree to disagree, but in the end we know it's you and me, yeah.
What's good, everyone?
What's going on?
First of all, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, y'all.
It is amazing. We are back.
Yes, this is... I'm going to introduce who we are.
This is All Is Fair.
No.
Yeah, that part. It's been a long time. Shouldn't left me. Hope you did. We are the Newsomes.
And this is the All Is Fair in Love and Marriage podcast.
Episode...
I don't even
I'm not
know.
really sure. Episode 9. Well, technically, it wouldn't even change. So, yes. Episode 9. I only got 10 fingers. So,
9.
after this, I'll stop. Episode 9.
Man,
It's been amazing. It's been a little ride.
2021.
We took off because, holiday time, and
We was
we got
busy.
kids, okay?
We was busy.
We just like, you know what? Holiday, we're going to take a break. We're
Yup.
going to come back refreshed
Mm-hmm.
in the new year. We've had a lot of changes in our life.
Yes, we have.
In these last few weeks, just jumping over to the new year, and they're amazing. I mean, everything is going really well right now. Except, now with all of the changes, we got to make changes to the schedule.
That being said, it is now what time?
It's about 10 o'clock at night.
It's about 11
I'm
o'clock.
not till time.
It's about 11 o'clock at night.
It's almost 11 o'clock.
And we are down in the studio recording.
And this is, and I don't even feel bad because this is the life I prayed for. I don't know about you. Actually,
I mean, yeah.
no, wait, let me tell you something. Because, see, my prayer back in the day, I wanted to be a motivational speaker. I wanted to be a counselor. I definitely wanted to be a counselor. And you do that type of stuff during business hours. He has the aspirations of, well, actually, he is a music producer, a musician, a singer.
Yeah.
So,
I'm not conditioned for this life right now. I'm so far removed from it.
God said, be what?
An entrepreneur. You be an entrepreneur and I have to work a secular job 10 to 6.
Be ready. That's what he said.
Yeah.
Husband got a new job.
I got a new job and man.
So it's definitely been adjustment. But I'm grateful for it because now I really understand the term. You know how they be on social media. I'm booked and busy. Oh, but listen, honey. Booked and busy.
Book.
Okay. Speaking of booked and busy, tune in on Friday.
Man, I'm excited about it.
We are going to be guests on Ruth and Boaz. And we're going to be talking all things marriage, of course, because all is fair.
In love and marriage.
Yes. So we are going to be talking all things marriage, and submit your questions via Facebook. Check it out. Ruth and Boaz series on Facebook. And I'm really excited.
And just a plug for them, if you're not following them already on social media, make sure you go and subscribe and follow them as well.
Yes.
And while you're doing that, if you're not already following us, may as well go ahead and click that button.
Because stick with us.
We going places.
Oh, we really going places.
Like for real.
Like for real. Like it's like happening. Got an email today. I
Man,
mean, like,
that was crazy.
It was so mind blowing. It was so mind blowing. And it's like, Lord, you told me. You said get it all together by the end of 2020. We got it together. I was like, yo, babe. God told me this. God said it to me as I'm driving. I think I was driving home, right?
We don't own the rights to that music, by the way. You ain't about to come for me.
I was like, okay, let's get this done because I ain't playing. God said it to me. I'm listening. You said it, Lord, and I know you're a man of your words. So put your word to work. Okay.
He's
So we did it.
He's showing
And
us
he
that
is
he's
showing us.
faithful to his word, man.
He's showing
And I'm
out,
grateful. I'm grateful. I'm excited
making
about the journey.
waves.
I'm excited
This is
about
so
the journey.
awesome. This is awesome. And I mean, like, we might just have like a little peek of what we think it's gonna be, but no, we got no idea.
I can't even wrap my mind around what God is already doing.
And
So
he gets all of the glory. And as I stated in a few episodes back, don't listen. I'm gonna keep paying my tithes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep blessing the ministry,
Yup.
the Light Church, whoop, whoop,
Boom, boom.
that we are ministering at, because they are phenomenal. They pushers, okay?
Mhm.
And they stir the gift. You remember that? Stir the gift. And I'm so grateful for it. So y'all see me talking with my hands, right? Classy
Flashy.
Claus. My girl Davisha. She hooked me up for birthday behavior.
She do good work. Yes, babe, birthday on Sunday, y'all.
I'm gonna be 25.
Tell the truth, shame the devil.
35, okay? You know, speaking of 35, it's crazy that society makes you feel like you are supposed to be at a certain place at a certain age. You're supposed to look a certain way. I got hair stuck to my lip.
Yeah, all that sticky stuff on your lips. Hate it.
You have some.
I'm okay.
There you go. Now you got some tea. But society makes us think that we're supposed to be a certain way. Michaela said it too. Michaela said it was sticky.
It is.
It is. I guess I should stop being cheap buying lip gloss from the hair store. But I like all my coins.
It's actually chicken grease.
Chicken grease ain't this sticky.
You're right.
It's lard. Nope, that ain't sticky either.
It's honey.
Honey. So, at 35, when I was younger, it was like, yo, you 35, that's mad old. I'm not old. My life is just getting started. Like, I have not seen the peak of things, and what? I got a lot to go. Like,
You do. You got some ways to go.
I got some ways
But
to
that
go.
don't negate the fact that you're old. Yeah, I said it.
This is the
Say it
end.
again.
I'm just playing.
You're old, but you're my old lady. I love you. I love you. I
I
liked you.
I just think that society likes to
No,
make us
it's
feel like we are supposed to be a certain
At a
length
certain
in life,
milestone.
a certain milestone in life. And the only milestone that I hit is 35.
Why?
No, I'm saying it because, okay, the only society milestone that I hit is 35.
Oh, you said hit. I thought you said the only milestone that you hate.
Oh, no.
Okay, I
That I
misheard.
hit.
My fault.
Because I create my own milestones. God creates my own milestone.
Shut your word.
You know, I gotta take that back, because I used to say I create. I used to be like, I need to have this all planned out. I need to know
You
this
definitely
way.
were that person.
But what? I didn't have the extraordinary graphics LLC.
Throwing up gang sign.
That was not a plan of mine at all.
No,
like,
I wasn't.
to be a
That was-
graphic freelancer. To be inside joke, sorry. To be a graphic freelancer was never in my, oh my gosh. Like, I loved, I was creative. I like to make little flyers and I always did stuff like that. But at this level, and this is nothing. Like, this is nothing. I never thought that would be the case. But I'm grateful. And I'm thankful.
For sure. And you got a lot to be grateful for. I'm very proud of you and all the endeavors that you've chased after. It's very motivating. And hopefully I'm
Thank
able
you.
to once I get good and grounded in my position and everything, I definitely got some goals that I want to tackle, but I know I can't do it all at once. I'm still in school. on top of working this full-time job and learning that. So it's almost like I'm in school twice.
Yeah.
Because I'm literally learning something that I've never done before. I've never done this before. So it's tough, but it's good. It's good. I'm getting a good grasp on it right now. So.
Yeah.
But after that, I do plan to dive deep into my musical endeavors. And I'm excited about it. I know God has spoken a lot concerning that, and I see it in my view. So I definitely am writing the vision in this season and working out those kinks. But I'm excited about it. I'm excited about the journey that God has taken you on individually, God's taken me on individually, but where He's taking us together.
Collectively. Absolutely. Taking our kids with us, because they're not gonna let us go by ourselves. But with that, like, it takes a lot of dedication. You know what I mean? And
hence us being down here at 11 p.m. I love y'all, because if I didn't, I'd be in bed.
I wouldn't let them, because the thing that I learned is that I see a lot of my friends, I can't necessarily call them friends because we don't hang anymore, but like a lot of people that I know and I've grown up with, they grind.
They do.
They hustle. They have businesses and they work. And eventually those businesses allow them to leave their jobs. But one thing, everybody like, I want to be an entrepreneur. I want to be this. I want to do
They don't really want
what?
that.
It is work.
They don't want that smoke for real.
It is work. It is not something that you can say, I'll do this tomorrow. I have moments where, of course, I want to go to sleep. But 2 a.m, I'm sitting in bed on the laptop, on the Mac, getting things done. Websites that I definitely didn't intend on doing. Somehow I just fell into that. I definitely, I was alright with graphics, flyers, and logos. And somebody was like, well, how much you charge for websites? You know how to do that? And I'm like, well, I do, because, Black Planet and MySpace taught me.
Yo. I used to be the chief at coding when it came to Black Planet.
Go to the page. It has some music.
Man,
Black Planet.
Black Planet was crazy.
Had the stuff raining in the background. Yo,
that was crazy. It was lit.
I definitely did not think that would be, and I knew how tedious building websites was, and I knew how time consuming it is. And I was like, yeah, girl, I got you. I just charged this.
Not enough.
Derek will do websites. Oh, what? So I don't have the opportunity to be like, I'm tired. If I have a client that has put money in our pocket, I have to do my job. So even just working my 8 to 4, 9 to 5, whatever, I have to do my job. If I have a report due, I got to do it.
That being said, do you feel both of us being so stretched out has had an impact on our marriage?
I'm glad you asked that, because yes, I do.
I would agree.
I think so. We've had a conversation, and this is actually one of my bullet points I just added, called discrediting, because we talked about, we had a conversation to ourselves. Well, not to ourselves, but to one another.
Almost ourselves.
In the bed. Almost ourselves, because I talk and he just doesn't listen. He doesn't hear me. Like, legit doesn't hear me. We were upstairs today we were upstairs having a conversation about these nails.
I heard the conversation.
He heard a part of the conversation.
I just didn't hear the intro to the conversation.
He heard a part of the conversation. And I was like, I just said that to you. I didn't hear that.
I heard the main point of the conversation. I didn't hear all the stuff you said, but ahead of time, I might have been zoned out still.
Exactly.
I just got off work.
Conversations, he zones out. But I do too.
I'm sorry.
I do zone out too. But one thing that us Black women, I'll say, I'm not going to just say Black women, because I know women of many facets. they go getters.
Mhm.
They grind. They do what they have to do. There is no such thing as stopping when it comes to a mother. There's no such thing as stopping when it comes to running a household. And sometimes that frustrates me because I get off of a Zoom call. Like for the last 2 days, I was doing a training from 9 to 12. Courtney was at work down here from 10 until, whatever. So I put Carter in the room with me in his high chair, give him his snacks, give him his milk, put the cartoons on for him. He's not really too big on the sound yet. He don't care. He just like the colors. So I had the volume down. And, like to get off a Zoom call and then have to check in on the teenager, making sure that she's on school and, oh my gosh, I gotta, like, why you didn't do dishes last night? Or, having to get the breakfast. So I feel like women, we balance a lot. And we expect our men to do the same, but that's not in their biological makeup.
I wouldn't say that.
It's not in their biological makeup as much as it is in women.
But for me, I don't have the flexibility yet to be able to do that and operate as you do, unfortunately.
So, Courtney just started his job, right?
Literally, day 3 was
this week.
Today.
So, speaking to that, we had the conversation that we had wasn't even about work because he hadn't started his job yet. It was about school.
Right.
So, Courtney has a very flexible schedule when it comes to school because he goes to school online, and he has the ability to not like a lot of online schools, they record the lecture. So he has the ability for some classes to go back and watch the lecture. He has the ability to go back and do the homework at his leisure.
As long as I'm meeting the deadline.
As long as he's meeting the deadline, he can go back and do it. Like a lot of classes allows you to do it at your leisure as long as you get it in by the due date or the deadline. So one thing I noticed about Court is that it would be times, so if I'm at work, and I have been blessed with a very flexible position. Even though I was promoted, I still have some flexibility. And because of my position, I am expected to do work after hours, so I take advantage of that. I'll do a care plan at night because I have dinner to cook or because I have lunch to prepare or whatever the case may be. But I've noticed that there will be times where Courtney will make himself busy during the moments that I am 100% unavailable. And that bugged me before, like in the beginning. I didn't say anything because I just was like, so you gonna do that now? Okay. I was just like, kind of like, just do what I do, I guess. Do it and then like, Michaela, can you grab Carter? Or let me get up and, and then, when Courtney would see me get up, like he'll get up. This last time, I just was like, okay, things are about to change in our house. Courtney's about to start a new job from 10 to 7, which is after I start work, but goes past, when I'm off. So it gives us a little bit of flexibility. However, he's not available during those hours because he can't, for some reason, does not feel like he can excuse himself from a Zoom call even to go to the bathroom.
That's not true. That's not true.
He don't be going to the bathroom.
I've done so, but when I'm going, like, if I feel like I'm going to miss information that I need, I'll hold off.
I mean, it's gonna take you 10 hours to go to the bathroom.
If I go upstairs and Carter see me, he gonna want me and start crying and screaming as you've seen him do.
So I was like, okay, babe, we gotta have a conversation because this is where we need to come to an agreement. Not necessarily an agreement, but in order for this system to continue to work, we have to not even have a plan, but we need to work together. So being able to tell him my frustrations, and he probably wasn't happy. Courtney is usually not happy when I say things. I notice on his face. He'll have like this look like that. I'm just playing. I'm just joking.
I'm trying to think if I was upset after this. I was really upset after the conversation.
No, I don't think you were upset after that conversation, but I'm able to, like, we were able to have the conversation. I'm like, okay, I need it to be, you know, like, if I'm on a Zoom call, like, could you not, like, I get it, maybe you want to sit at the table with me, maybe we could be productive together, but we both can't be unavailable in the house, because there are moments where, like, we can, when Carter goes to take a nap, Cordy, you know, is at daycare. Thank God he's at daycare 3 days a week now. But like when Carter takes a nap, we have the ability to both like grind and, you know, do what we have to do. But this wasn't one of those times. All the kids were home, you know, and Court was zoned out. Like he put his AirPods in, and Cordy was trying to talk to him, and he couldn't even hear him, and he was right next to him. And I'm like, okay, so that doesn't work. Like, how is that? You know, so that pulls me away from my work, and then I have to come back to it. So Court was like, I feel like you make what you do more important than what I do. And that was a big topic that I wanted to talk about, because I don't think that we're the only people that go through that.
Not at all.
But it's not necessarily, and I explained, like, it's not necessarily me saying what I do is more important, but there are some things that it has to be done at that moment, or it needs to be done. And if you carve out that time for it, it is important. And the time that I carved out, it was a necessity. And that moment, what Cordy was doing, I was about to say Carter because he's what Courtney was doing was optional for that moment. So it was just like, all right, so are you gonna keep doing this? Like, I just didn't, it just kind of rubbed me wrong. Like, then I kind of felt like you were, I don't know, like, I feel like because you don't, like, you felt, and I don't know if you still feel this way, but because you feel or felt that I feel or felt that what I do is more important, like, you try to force me to see that you have stuff to do that is important too. I don't know.
It was really just I was trying to get the stuff done while I felt I had a moment to do it. Because most times, if you're on like a Zoom call or something, I do try to have the kids, and that's time that's taken away from me being able to get a homework done. And I have a midweek due date, and I have the end of the week due date for the other assignments. And if during the day I can't get the assignments done, that forces me to either crunch and try to get it done before the deadline, or I'm up late trying to do it. And I don't always want to have to be up past midnight typing up a
I agree. I understand. But I had rebuttal when he said that to me, or something to that nature. Courtney does a lot of Netflix and chilling before he started work, because he wasn't working, and he did a lot of Netflix binging, a lot of rewatching seasons of stuff that he didn't watch.
But that is more so stuff that I can do while I'm still handling the kids. I don't have to focus on typing up something.
No, even early in the morning. Even like there's been times where Court will wake up and we'll sleep in. You know, I will sleep till like 10, and I'll be in the bed, and the boys will be in the bed with me, and we got blackout curtains, so our room is super dark. So we sleep, we hibernate. And Court is on the couch at 7 a.m. binge watching. So, like, I have had to learn, which is not easy, and it don't feel good all the time. But I've had to learn that there are moments when I want to be scrolling on Facebook. I want to be on Instagram, because that's really my thing. I'm not really a binge watcher like that, unless it's like a good show, like Brighton is what I was about to say. Bridgerton. But I did it in my downtime. And I think that that's one thing that, where we see different, or how we, we operate differently. Because I'm like, during the moments that I would rather be doing this, I got deadlines to meet. During the moments when I would rather be asleep, I got deadlines to meet, because this is the life that we pray for. I mean, we can be smooth coasting mediocre. I mean, no, we can't. That ain't me.
I'll never be mediocre.
I don't want that. We want things. We like things. You do music. You wanna. He said he wanted to know her, and I offered it to him. He said no. So
you what?
I asked you, and you was like, "Well, I really I don't know my way around a Nord right now, so I would prefer, what was it, a Roland, a Yamaha, the Motif." You was like, "I would prefer the Motif because I don't really know my way around a Nord," and I was like, "All right, cool." And I'm still working on the Motif. I am, but I had to connect, and the connect fell through. I ain't even gonna tell you. I'm gonna have to reach back out. But I definitely was like, "Oh my gosh, you want to know it?" I don't really know my way around it like that, so I'd rather take a Motif.
I mean, I would have rather the Motif, but
if Courtney says,
a
"Hey babe, you want some Louboutins, or do you want some Aldo shoes?" Aldo. I love Aldo. Absolutely love Aldo. And I would have been like, you know what? Well, Aldo is a lot more comfortable because the Louboutins are not. But and I don't really go nowhere, so I guess I really don't need. What? No, give me the red bottoms. I'll let them collect dust in the closet.
That's stupid.
I'm not gonna really let them collect dust. I do got
see, for me, it's different because I actually use the keyboard all the time.
Okay.
So
if I'm offering you the greatest,
it's not gonna be collecting dust anywhere.
If I'm offering you the greatest, don't turn it away.
No, I'm saying, I'm not saying that it's not the greatest. I'm saying is it's a functionality that I know I can get the most out of.
Okay. What do you mean?
Nords are great for certain things.
That's not what you said.
I mean, Nords are great all around. Don't get me wrong, but their focus point is on certain things. Whereas Yamaha Motifs, I know them like the back of my hand. I know the ins and outs of the keyboards, and there's a vast variety of functionality within the keyboard, and to me it has the best piano sound in the world out of any keyboard.
Well, I offered it to him, and he turned it down. And I was like,
I turned nothing down.
I
never turned anything down. You asked me what I would prefer.
Why did I talk about that? Why did I just bring that up? What was you just talking about?
See that we're sleepy.
We're tired. Listen, no, but the okay. So I know that on my bullets, I did want to talk about discrediting, because court. I guess because I make myself available often, and I can pick up my MacBook and put it down, and pick it up and put it down. Sometimes I feel that you will make that seem like I'm always available, or it makes me feel like it is thought that I'm always available. There are times where Michaela will come to me when I'm on a Zoom call, or Courtney will come to me when I'm on a Zoom call, and I'm like, oh my God, I cannot get away from the computer right now because this is an important meeting. Depending on what the meeting is, with in-house, we're really comfortable, but I feel like sometimes you won't intervene until you see that I don't intervene, and I'm like, no, for me, I'm stopping Courtney at the door because I know, during your work hours, you are not at that level yet, or not to that point where you're comfortable enough to be like, hey, just a sec, my son just walked in, or, they know, like you told me this when I first started. They know you're working from home. What do they expect? So I can throw that back at you. They know you're working from home. Ain't no kids in school.
Which is why I was able to have Carter on my lap while I was in training yesterday.
That was just for an hour.
But I'm saying, it's the same thing.
Yeah, it's the same thing. I won't discredit it. But like, so we have had that. I guess it's like a power trip. And I've told Courtney in the past that I feel like he is fake humble. Or no. He's not fake humble. He has masked pride. And I totally, wholeheartedly believe that. Because I think that there are moments where, and we've had this conversation, this is not new, before we were in a good place with our marriage, where I felt like we were in competition with each other. Remember?
Mm.
More so because like it seemed as if I was moving, progressing, like you kind of felt like you must progress too. Granted, that's a great thing, like if somebody encourages you, if you be like, yo, I ain't hitting the gym Monday through Friday, I'm gonna go to the gym Monday through Friday, or whatever it takes, you know what I mean, like encouragement. But I kind of feel like I remember when I came home with my Camry, and I came home with my Camry, and I think I might have called you or something like that from the dealership, or I don't remember how it went, but then you were like, I gotta see if I could trade my car in. And I was like, all right. And this was a couple years ago. This was probably when we first got married, a little after when we first got married.
Yeah, we were living on Tennessee.
And then for Christmas, Michaela and I upgraded our iPhones, and Court was like, I need to give me an upgrade on my phone. And it just be like, give me a little moment to enjoy something good, because Court has had a better phone than me for years, because I used my agency phone.
But as soon as I got my phone, you was like, ooh, I want that.
I never got it, and I wanted it.
You were looking.
No, absolutely not. I was comfortable with not paying a phone bill. I was 100% comfortable without paying a phone bill. But because I got a promotion, more money, and because, multiple streams are flowing, I'm like, okay, let's, I can live a little bit. And because I don't need to be available to work all
for me,
the time.
I want the new phone because it got more functionality again.
But you just got it.
Almost a year ago.
Exactly.
That's a long time.
So it's still in warranty.
It's still in warranty, but it's still like stuff
But
changes and upgrades. Why wouldn't you want to upgrade?
The point of me stating that is, it just sometimes feels, and I think that might just be like a personal thing for me, because I know when I was younger, I would go to the store with my cousin, and she would always get the same stuff that I would get. Like, I mean, my grandmother. No, listen, my grandmother, she would dress us the same. We were just a year, like 9 months apart or whatever. So like she's a year older than me, but our birthday is 9 months apart. So like we would be dressed the same. My grandmother would buy her the pink color, buy me the blue, or vice versa. And then we would go to the store, and she would like, if I'm getting chips, a Little Debbie snack, because back in the day, $1 went a long way. Chips, a Little Debbie snack, something to drink, and a box of lemon heads. She got the same thing, and it made me cringe. It made me cringe so much, because I'm like, yo, get what you want to get. Like, maybe she wanted that. So I don't think I'm projecting.
You are.
I just kind of feel
I feel like you might be,
because we've had this conversation in the past about competition.
I've never been in competition with you.
And I feel like
ever.
I feel like you know what though? I think that it's good encouragement, because I think I had noticed, I think you were on the phone with your mom, and you had told her, I think we were talking about the podcast or something like that. or you might have been talking about like Be Extraordinary. I don't know. I don't remember. But then she was like, you've been working on your music? And granted, I'm the same way because Court has great talent. He has a great gift. And not even beyond that, he's expressed that this is what he wants. Like, you want it, go get it. And I'll be honest, I don't see Court working at his music the way I would think, music, if it's in your heart, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think that he works as hard as I think he should, but I can't speak to that because it's not my gift, it's not my desire.
My resources right now are very limited
In regards to
my flexibility to do so. Mainly because during the day we're doing other stuff and it's hard to record and stuff when you got
well, I mean, that's
kids
just
running
now.
around. And then when it becomes available, it's too late to do that type of recording.
No, I mean, like, I'm talking about like in the past even. You know what I mean? Like, if you have extra money, don't sometimes make that sacrifice. Don't spend it on clothes. Don't, we ain't gotta go out to eat. Go buy some studio time. You know what I mean? Like, and we've talked about this, where, you were like, I can't do this at home. I ain't got what it take. And I'm like, all right, well, hit up the dude that you want. He lived in Rochester. Hit him up. Rochester is less than an hour away. See what it costs. You know what I mean? Like, and I've given him like guitar lessons for his birthday once because he said he wanted to play acoustic guitar. I said, you want to play acoustic guitar, babe? All right, here's a gift certificate for you for, I think it was like a month of lessons. It expired.
It didn't expire, but they went out of business.
No, they're still open.
Look at the lesson there.
They weren't out of business when you called.
Yes, it was.
Oh.
That's why I didn't take credit. There was no expiration date on it.
Yes, it was.
No, it wasn't.
You called like a year later.
And it wasn't expired.
Okay, but still, a year later.
A year later.
If you give me
Most
a gift
places are
certificate
still
to get a
open.
wig, I'm going tomorrow. I don't care. But anyway,
I wasn't motivated to do.
He wasn't
something like
motivated,
that.
and I think that we often, even in marriages, like not just us, but like relationships and marriages, I think that we deflect and we project. We deflect off of ourselves, but we project onto each other what we feel motivation should look like. And then one thing I seen on Instagram was that once motivation dies down, determination should come alive or should wake up or something like that. Which is very true because there's been moments where I have like this great idea about a flyer, this great idea about a logo, and I'm motivated. There's times when I'm like, yo, I just want to go to sleep. I just want to sit here and hug on my babies, which I do. I'm trying to like push that to the side. I'll lose out on sleep to do that work if there are moments when I can cuddle with the kids and just have conversation with Michaela, because I don't want it to ever be work took us away from them. Work stole us from them when in the moments that they needed us. But I know that I think because we project on each other, we discredit what each other, you know what I mean? Like, we discredit each other's talent or go-getter stuff. I don't know how to say it, but like, even in that conversation, Court was like, well, there are times where you're doing logos till 2 o'clock in the morning. Okay. There's been times where, he would do rehearsals and they would go over oftentimes. Recording background vocals and it would go over oftentimes because Court is on time, but everybody else ain't on time.
This is true.
There's been times where, I'm on my way, babe. We got out late. Now I got to break my stuff down. Like, that is equivalent to me sitting in the bed, doing logos, doing websites, doing graphics, because, it's that is my hustle, or whatever the case may be. That is my equivalent to him doing his music. Would you agree?
To an extent.
What's the extent, sir?
Sometimes I just want to be laid up in bed with my wife.
Half the time he want to be laid up in a bed snoring.
I mean, there's a lot of times for that.
Yeah,
There's a
so
lot of times for that.
like for me, if you in the bed snoring,
Wake me up.
no, I'm gonna work.
No, wake me up.
Mm. If you're sleepy, you sleepy.
I'll find energy for you.
Burn it up. I'm just playing. So we're gonna see what happens when we go to bed. Who's gonna be snoring first?
Probably me, because you just took an hour and a half nap. before
Was
we
that
came
an
down
hour and a
here.
half?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. So we were trying to get our 3-year-old to sleep. I got Carter to sleep, and a lot of his teeth are pushing through more. So he's not the happiest camper right now. So he want to be cuddled up and warm when he fall asleep. He fell asleep. So did I. And I was like, well, we're going to wait. Courtney, he does better sometimes. Sometimes we switch off, but he'll do better with Courtney. And I'm like, okay, he about to get him to sleep. So, 15, 20 minutes.
That brother was fighting tonight.
I mean, even last night, because we really were supposed to record last night. We try to give ourselves a full day in between launching so that we can upload the day that it's supposed to be uploaded. Now, I might get it tomorrow night.
Mhm.
Yeah, because it's a lot of editing, and thankfully I'm not working with my air right now because I might be able to do a quick job.
True indeed.
But like, I don't know if everybody else have issues with MacBook Air, but that joint is
You gotta go
trash.
pro. You gotta go pro.
I need some pro money. I'm gonna drop my Cash App. And my birthday's on Sunday.
Yeah.
Help me to get to 15. I go big. 2,400. Okay, maybe not.
What's that for? The 15 inch? what was that?
The tetrabyte? Terabyte.
Terabyte.
1 terabyte. I do graphics. I am not a techie.
Tetris byte.
I said tetrabyte. Anywho, so also, we are going to, and it will be done next week because I'm going to put fire under my husband's butt.
What?
I want a real proclamation.
I was actually thinking of one yesterday. One we were gonna take for yesterday, but I didn't get it together, so it doesn't count.
It does count.
But why can't you come up with the proclamation?
I can, but
Why can't we come up with it together? Since it's our proclamation.
oh, like you did the song with me.
Huh?
All is fair.
You,
in love
I
and
offered to let you
marriage.
get on it, and you was like, no.
Yeah, I don't really like to.
So I don't want to hear it.
I ain't gonna front. I don't really like to be put on blast.
If you wanted to, we can go over here and we can redo it right now.
So, what does it mean to you, like in regards to guarding your spouse's security? Like, I don't know. I don't think I'm insecure when it comes to you, but I feel like there are moments when my security is breached. Like the Capitol. Okay, we're not even gonna go there. We could go there. We could go there. We could go there. We could definitely go there. So
You see me looking at you.
I thought it was hilarious. I'm not even gonna front. Like, I thought the nonsense of them folk. We can't even say them white folk because it was some of us out there too. I mean, granted, there might have been looking for them stimmies. No, I'm just playing.
You see me looking at you.
But I think that I thought it was funny.
I found the humor in it later,
I thought it was
but I
hilarious.
was upset. I was upset when I saw it all happen. It was just nuts to me.
it was more so a lot of black people, were more upset because they felt the guns would have been ablazing immediately, if it was Black Lives Matter.
It would have.
And I don't know. I can't really speak to that because the last protests and movements that we had, I honestly only followed the ones that were local. And the majority of the ones that were local got loco. Is even that they there?
I saw what you did.
Like there was one where a girl thought that she heard shooting and ducked and put her foot on the gas and ran over a police officer.
Yeah, that was wild.
It was all caught on camera. So in their eyes, they know it wasn't a gunshot. So they're thinking this girl tried to take out a cop, because in that moment when they were doing Black Lives Matter protests, it was against the cops. So for me, if I'm the police chief, yeah, I'm calling out the big guns for the next joint because I don't know what's gonna happen. Okay, so I didn't want to get involved with those conversations because I don't see things in the same scope as the majority of black people. I don't. I see things in my own scope. Like I don't want to be forced to think like
I see things in my own scope too. But my scope is
the
that
same.
of a black man.
It's aligned.
It's that of a black
it's
man.
It's aligned with a black
It's aligned.
man.
Not saying that everything is parallel, but there's a lot of truths that are undeniable.
No, absolutely. But me, when we were having the conversation, I was like, all right, I need to look stuff up. I need to see this because the media has a way of...
They do have a way of skewing stuff.
Skewing things and making it to become what they want it to become.
But there's also those videos where when they're posted, you can't really change what you see there.
That's not valid though, because there are times where people have posted pictures and videos of things that was not even from that day. You get what I'm saying? So like...
But if you see something on the news, most times they've already fact checked it and
I haven't seen anything like...
So I like after we had the conversation the other day, I was looking and there was actually a post from Fox where they showed a comparison between the Black Lives Matter riots that were called out over the summer, and then what happened at the Capitol just recently. And they pretty much just painted the picture like there's clearly an evident difference, knowing and then they also spoke to the fact that the officials knew that this protest in Washington was happening about the Capitol for 2 weeks.
But it was ran by the President of the United States. So at that point, y'all really ain't okay. Yeah, we know it's there, but we fighting against the person that can call us off. Like just like he did, he stopped the National Guard from coming because he wanted them to do what they were doing.
But when the Black Lives Matter thing happened, the National Guard was in place ahead of time, and it was to the point where even Trump had actually walked out when he went to and took the picture in front of the church. He walked out while the National Guard was out there. No, there was no sort of violence happening in that moment. He walks out, and the cops and everything just start whooping on the people.
And that is because of whom? Like what? Like so to me, like you're talking about Trump, but and I was talking to Kevin about this. Like we expect something different. Like why? How do you can't like we talked about this? If I talk to you till I'm blue in the face, if racism and hatred is in your heart, racism and hatred is in your heart. So we have this 45 who has proven time and time again that racism and hatred is in his heart.
Yeah.
So y'all want something different? Like
you really want something different.
But no, what I'm saying is y'all want to see him do something different, like and expect it and get upset when it ain't.
Because
that
those that want to try to believe in this thing that we call democracy and this government that we are supposed to hold trust in, we would hope that the office that he swore an oath to would demand a higher level of responsibility and such, and when they see that it's not happening, that some sort of accountability is held.
Well, they tried,
and that some sort they did try, but
like it's just I think that we have a tendency to do what we say that we don't like being done, and I think that I won't say we, because I think that's my problem, like, because I see things through an individual scope. I don't see things through a grand scope. I can, I've changed my perspective in a lot of situations, to where I look at things from a grand scheme of things, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But like the way we don't want society to group all Black women together, all Black men together, we have a tendency to group all government officials together, all police officers together, all white people together.
You're right.
That's not fair. It's not fair. Like, how can we ask them to not do that to us, but then we turn around and do it?
But I think it's more so, it's not so much grouping all of them together as individuals, but it's more so speaking to the system that's in place. Because the system, granted, there are different parts that move at different times and do different jobs, but the system works together as one.
It doesn't work together as one. I don't agree with that, because there are times where if it worked together as one, then like House would pass things and then Senate would pass it too. There have been times like I was watching the impeachment earlier, the vote. Absolutely not. The Republicans was like, no, keep except for like 10 of them.
The system has the ability to work cohesively together.
The ability. It was created
to do that.
However, it was also created
to check and balance each other.
It was also created on racist foundations.
You're right.
Because in that time that, a lot of the Bill of Rights and all of that stuff was implemented.
The Constitution was implemented.
Yeah, we weren't even
humans.
So because that was based on that, it's gonna take a lot of work. Just like Courtney and I, like when we got married, our marriage foundation was rocky. It was very,
our foundation
very
was crap. Let's call it what it is.
Okay, since you're saying it like that, it was crap. Okay, we didn't really have a foundation. We did not do premarital counseling. I'm sorry, we did. The main question that I remember from our premarital counseling was, what does his toes look like? Excuse me. That does not mean that we are ready for marriage, because I know what his toes look like, and I knew. But anyway, we didn't do premarital counseling. We didn't have those tough conversations about finances, which we know that finances ruin relationships, ruin marriages. Is actually one of the leading causes for marriages being ruined. Divorcing. We didn't base our marriage off of, I didn't get a Facebook ready proposal 10 years. So that'll happen, okay? Okay. I didn't get a Facebook, ready proposal. We got married because the Bible says, for it is better to marry than to murder.
I was about to say, you don't know the scripture.
Trying to play me. Discrediting me, okay? Okay? And I didn't want to burn. I didn't want to burn in hell. And I was burning for his love. So, we got married. I was like, babe, let's just do this because they ain't gonna stay out of our business.
They didn't.
And
even after we got married.
And we want to get married, so let's just do this. That's literally how it went. So our foundation was...
The conversation was crazy.
It was crap.
You remember when we had the conversation?
At the table?
No, about let's just get married.
Yeah. We was laying in the bed. Naked. But naked in his presence. So yeah, so our foundation was crazy. It was pretty much non-existent. So we got married on sand, not literally, but like that's how our foundation was. And because of that, it took a lot of work rebuilding that foundation. Like, and we're still building it. Like, it's not 5 years in, 6 years in. 6 years in.
Who you was married to for the other year? Mm-hmm. You wasn't married for one of them years.
I was. I can't count. It's late. So 6 years in, we're not. And we don't have the great. Like we have come a long way. We have come a long way. We have a long way to go. But I think that because of where we've come, we have great nuggets that we provide. You know, that we have great conversation that we have, and I think that's a blessing, you know.
Yeah, it is.
But because of that, like, I say that to say, like, why does Black America think that it's going to take, you know, us to protest and to speak out during the heighten of something? Because now I don't see anything on social media with people posting videos talking about, y'all see this? This is America. This is America. This is America. Like, just like, you know, kids do this to their parents. You get in trouble, you're like, all right, let me just lay low for a couple hours. I'll be good. Lay low for a couple hours. It ain't talked about no more. And then all of a sudden, go back to business as usual. And so for us to think that centuries of a country built on racism is going to change in less than, I'll say like 10 years. Did you say about 10 years? Not even.
I don't think so. No, because if that's the case, that would be discrediting
Martin Luther King
and the whole civil rights movement.
You're right. So in less than 50 years.
That was the 60s, 70s.
Less than 100 years.
Which decade that was that was happening.
So less than 100 years. Actually, about 50 years. 10, 20. Oh, no. I don't know. It's too late. I can't be counting.
About 50 years.
Less than 100 years. That's we're going to just throw that out there. We can't expect, you know, a country that's been built on racism to change and such in that moment. Because even with Martin Luther King, he, you know, upheld these dreams that he had. That was bad. But he had these moments that he felt, you know, he needed. Whatever, okay? He did it. And I'm tired. Okay. But what I'm saying is, every day, Black people don't wake up talking about Martin Luther King. So what I'm saying is, the height in the civil rights movement, everything that he did was skyrocketed. Okay, they're peaceful fights, and they assassinated him. And then a little bit after, you know, the movement still continued, and then it dwindled down. And then, you know,
but it dwindled down after there were changes made.
But even still,
there
were
segregation laws and stuff that were built into the foundation of the country that were taken away.
But do you think that means stop talking about Martin Luther King? Because nobody talks about MLK.
That's not what I'm saying.
Unless on Monday, y'all gonna see Friday is his birthday. Monday is MLK Day. This weekend, y'all will see social media.
But I think that's more so. It's just a fact of the country, and the system actually acknowledging that, hey, this was an issue, and we were strong enough to overcome it together. goes a long way.
Yeah, but when you with I guess maybe it's just generational because now, like, how often do you scroll on social media and see, Breonna Taylor's name or
Honestly,
George
that's
Floyd?
that's the one thing that I do still see a lot.
I do still see Breonna Taylor and
George Floyd, not so much.
And even like, what was the little boy name? What the fuck? Trayvon Martin. I was about to say Travis. I don't know why I wanted to say Travis. Trayvon Martin. We don't see him anymore. So it's like, granted, I get, things happen. I feel like a lot of times our generation latches on, just like we do with everything else.
But I guess it's more so because, sadly, this topic is oversaturated. There's too much of it happening to where not one person, unless this is what they eat, sleep, and breathe all day, every day, they're not going to be able to recite and name the list of every black person that's been killed at the hands of a police officer or somebody in power.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. And I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that that's what needs to be done. But I'm just saying that I feel like even with this, latest with the U.S. Capitol, I've seen people post videos, but it's not talked about anymore. And now that things...
I don't think that's true.
Maybe I just haven't been on social media because I'm grinding.
It's still all over there.
Oh. Well, the next day, I didn't see, and I was on social media, and I was looking at stuff, and I was seeing, that people were, making jokes of it and making memes, and I personally thought it was hilarious. I did. I thought it was amazing to see people acting a darn fool, because
that didn't look like us.
That didn't look like us. I thought it was phenomenal.
It was definitely a breath of fresh air.
I took that in, and that was my thing. It wasn't, we know the country is racist. We know that there is a systemic racism that exists. I know that.
My thing is, don't try to discredit the reality that, yeah, granted, this is a racist country, and a country built on racism, but it's still evident that the response is different, and this is why people are angry.
No, I'm not discrediting it. What I am discrediting is the fact that if we're going to push and fight, we have to continuously push and fight. And I might not see the push and fight, because there may be people, like we talked about one episode, there's a pyramid of essentially of people that are, those people that are continuously at DC, continuously, at the Capitol, continuously trying to get laws put in place and changes made. And then there are some people that do just the social media posts, or, that share the posts that speak to racial inequality or racial injustice.
There's definitely people that are honestly right in DC right now that are always meeting with the Black Caucus of Congressional.
Yeah, I definitely. So that may be, just in my opinion, just where I cut off, because I just don't want to. I look at everyone in the individual lens, and if I didn't, like, I would look at a lot of people that I work with. I would look at them outside my eye, because there are some times where I'm like, just
you shaky,
shaky. I have though, because there's been things that has been said, or reactions that I haven't been okay with. But I don't want to make it seem that I'm just like, I don't know. I just want to be able to be okay in the room with people of multiple colors, multiple ethnic backgrounds, multiple melanin, and those that lack it. I want to be okay with that. Like, I just want to live,
I get it.
And I always say that. I just want to live, because I just want to live. I don't know. And I think that maybe, with 35, who knows? I'll grow and things will develop and things will change and I'll see things differently with certain things, but I never want to, like you say, it's oversaturated sometimes. I think that is a bad thing because
It's definitely a bad thing.
no. I'm saying because it's oversaturated, people fall back. People don't want to talk about it. I think that's a bad thing because we are a podcast. We are on YouTube.
I don't think it's that. I don't think it's that people don't want to talk about it. I think it's that they can't keep up.
Okay.
If it's something that's happening so often, it's hard to keep up with. Dang. Because the fact of the matter is, yes, Trayvon Martin got killed. Yes, George Floyd got killed. Yes, Breonna Taylor, she got killed. But that was just a handful of them that were actually killed at the hand. But across the country, there are black people getting killed by police officers on the daily basis. And
Trayvon
you don't
Martin
hear. He wasn't a cop, but it happens more often than we hear about.
Absolutely. I definitely think that.
So I don't think it's that people don't want to talk about it, but we literally just can't keep up with it.
Yeah, but for me, I think I don't want to say that I'm neutral because if I'm neutral, then I'm the enemy. But for me, my father is black and he's a police officer down south. So for me, that's something I can't say F all the police because I have one. He's my own. I have family members that are not black. I can't say F all people that ain't black because I have some that are, of my own. I can't say, you know what I mean? Like, those are the things that you just have to, like, I try to be very careful just because, I just want to love, and that's probably tone deaf.
It's not tone deaf, but
deaf. I said deaf.
I mean, but it's, I don't know. It's complicated.
It is very complicated.
It's complicated.
We live in a complicated world.
But
nothing is simple. But it should be.
And I know time is getting away from this. But if you had to paint a picture of the perfect mindset to have concerning these situations, and in hopes that our children had this mindset,
what would it be?
What would it look like?
Jesus.
And what does that look like?
To love everyone, to forgive, to love and forgive. I can't, granted things were different, but Jesus himself he went through a lot of what black men go through. Pilate, right? What was I saying?
Not just Pilate.
Yes. Pilate was essentially equivalent to a police officer. And in that moment, Jesus of crucifixion, Jesus was equivalent to a black man. And he walked through the city and he was ridiculed. And I don't want to say it's cliche, but this is the heart that we're supposed to have. Like, legit, like, that's what we're supposed to, like, we know we're going to be ridiculed. If not for being black, for loving God, for loving, you know what I mean? Like, for following Jesus, we are going to be ridiculed. But we have to know that our reward isn't here. So, like, for me, even in that moment, like, I'm envisioning it and I'm, like, getting a little emotional because that's exactly what it is. Like, and I'm not, you're a God to me. You are a black God. We might stay up a little later. No, I'm just kidding. But to compare, because that's exactly what it is. Like, He was crucified for lies, and he was crucified for his purpose, because if he wasn't, where would we be? You know what I mean? But like, there are some people that are put on this earth. Everybody has a purpose, and I think that if there were certain people that did not lose their lives, where would we be? We would be stuck somewhere. You know what I mean? But if I could implant a heart into my children, it would be the heart of God, because the heart of Christ, because it will teach them forgiveness. God will give them peace that surpasses all understanding. Like, how can you walk through this earth and just smile every day? I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, I'm good. I know that there's hate in the world, but I just want to be happy. Like, this is what I'm saying as far as my kids, because I'm pissed off now. I'm just playing. But like, them knowing is not about, like, there are people with hate in their heart, hatred, and I can't change that. I can't do anything about that. So that's really it. Like, and I know that like I said, it may sound tone deaf to somebody listening. It may sound, cliche and whack to somebody that's listening, but that's really what we're supposed to do. Us, as children of God.
As children of Christ, that's definitely what we're supposed to do.
That's what we're supposed to do. And
100%.
I think because of that, and that's a struggle when it comes to like racism and racial injustice.
That's the fight.
And being saved.
The fact of the matter is, there was racism in the Bible.
Clearly.
When Jesus met the woman at the well, he met the Samaritan woman, and he wasn't supposed to be talking to her. When she realized who he was, she mentioned it. She said, "You're not supposed to be talking to me." And he asked for water from her, and then because she did that, he said, "Now, you can drink from the water from a well that never runs dry." Offered himself to her, and that's the same thing that we are supposed to do as Christians. We're supposed to exemplify that same level of humility.
Mm-hmm.
Says that I'm not better than you in any way, but also he showed us how to deal with racism He showed us the roadmap, and it's up to us to take it and run with it.
It's hard. It's not easy.
This ain't for punks though.
It's not easy at all, but like I said, our reward isn't here. However, when you do what he tells you to do, when you follow his will, when you honor him, he blesses you. And, tangibly, like right now, we are blessed. And I'm grateful for it. And I just want to do more of what he wants us to do, because I want more.
Yeah.
I want more, not just naturally, but it feels good. But not just naturally, but even spiritually. Like, I want to grow more. I want to have, I want to be more at peace. I want to have more joy. I want to have more love. And you can't get that by waking up in the morning angry. Mad at the world. You can't get it that way. So you have to learn to like chip it off and like to just be like, that's above me.
But that being said, that is not a pass to
racism.
To racism, and secondly, it's not a pass to say that you don't need to do your part in being a change agent to make life and livelihood better.
And it's not a pass to, or it's not just to say accept it. You know what I mean? Jesus went through it, that's just what it is. No, use your voice. God gave you a voice. God gives us wisdom.
Absolutely.
So use that.
Yep.
You can make a change. Like, it doesn't mean, but what I hate to see is, I want to make a change that is just going to completely go away, because it's not. It is not. Like, I don't feel that racism will be non-existent, because like I said, there's just people that have hatred in their heart,
and that's true. But my thing is there might be some nuances within the system that's in place that can be changed.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think that's what makes the fight worth fighting.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think that like even with that, like, you know, you kind of you make those changes, and those changes come, you know, and you just kind of you keep moving, you keep living, and you keep pushing for change because it has to happen. You know, it may not all happen. Like even imagine if we all went back. Y'all seen Wakanda? I mean, that's the name of the movie. The name of the movie is Wakanda. Y'all seen it? Okay, so like you go back to your homeland, and essentially in Black Panther, they were all, what were they? They were all black. They were all of the same skin, not skin tone, because there were, you know, different levels to the melanin that was popping, but there was still discord between them, and essentially, I won't call it racism, but essentially because they were divided and like against, you know what I mean? Like they fought each other. You know what I mean?
They were in tribes.
And the tribes,
I don't wanna.
I don't know. Listen, because I know.
Yeah, you know,
I know.
I don't want to
Marvel
discredit your directive and your narrative that you were.
I tried a little parable, but this week I have been failing at parables.
Yeah.
Horribly. Like I've been failing at it bad.
But they only fought. They only fought when it came down to challenge day. That's the only time they fought each other.
Oh, okay. Not really.
The Jabari tribe, that they stayed to themselves up on the cliff in the mountains.
But they just hated each other.
We have watched from the mountains.
But they hated.
They didn't really hate each other. They just felt that they were better suited to run the kingdom.
Okay, it's bedtime. So we're going to just go to sleep.
Oh my God.
But stick with us.
We're going places.
We are going places. Hopefully not off the internet after this. Everything is on the internet.
Yo.
It's fake news.
Fake news. I promise you it's fake news.
So again, Classy Claus. Hit her up on Facebook.
Again.
Instagram.
Santa Claus.
It's been real.
Yes.
We appreciate you guys. We are gonna go
to sleep
and do some work.
Other activities.
But y'all know what to do. YouTube, like, comment, share, and subscribe.
Hit that
Hit
notification
the subscribe button. Okay? Hit it. Instagram, Facebook, follow us.
Yeah.
Share it.
Yeah.
Share the wealth. Don't keep it to yourself.
Share.
Share the wealth.
Share.
Excuse me. That was some ASMR for y'all. We're gonna talk about that next week, being attractive to your spouse. I know we kind of touched on it last year, but I kind of want to go a little further. Anyway, YouTube, Google,
social
Podcast,
media, all of that.
Spotify, Apple Podcasts.
Yeah.
Please, guys, download, like, share, subscribe. Stick with us because we are going places. We got nuggets. We dropping nuggets. We want y'all to be involved.
And 2021 is going to be a phenomenal year for us. We got so much other content that's going to be coming aside from just the podcast. So I'm excited about it.
Do we? No,
yeah, come on now.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. So, again, tune in this Friday, Ruth and Boaz series. We are going to be special guests.
Yes.
We're so excited.
I am. I'm really excited.
I'm excited. So just tune in. See what we're talking about. Mm-hmm. You know, and if you got questions, either DM us or go to Ruth and Boaz series on Facebook, on Instagram, DM, and send them your questions. I mean, like, we are transparent.
Yeah.
Okay,
Ain't holding no
we not
bars.
holding no bars, but we not saying no names. So don't be
She
like
ain't
doing
saying
no
no
stupid
names.
stuff.
I might say a name or two.
I might pull a Robbie. I don't know who that is.
That was hilarious.
I don't know who that is. Who? No. I don't know her.
Never heard of her.
Never heard of her. I might have to do that. But yeah, so please tune in and share and just,
Show the love.
show the love.
Show the love, y'all.
Let's support one another.
But this has been the All is Fair in Love and Marriage podcast. We will see you next time.
Good night.